Asha felt happiest when flying, rising above what felt like the material bounds of existence. Soaring above the world, she could go any direction she desired: down, up, south, east, west, and north. To be on land recalled the limitations of weight, friction, and the pain of every footstep. There, life became too serious. Though at times she was at the mercy of the wind, thrust wherever it blew, she preferred that to the so-called normalcy of grounded people. Hamrathel had become an empty tomb of fading memories. What was once familiar now offered only sadness, and she had resolved not to dwell on the past. Rather, future possibilities and their seduction of present-mindedness were what held her interest. Therefore, not being expected in Rukad for a month, Asha decided to venture north of Numenor into the upper mountains. No one dwelled in those mountains, for they were said to be reserved for the dead, a passageway to the invisible world beyond life. She had investigated the feet of the mountains years ago, but now wanted to explore deeper to comprehend why others, Aluyan and Rook alike, referred to the tall peaks with quiet reverence. And this is from part 2, Rays. Rays' consciousness glided over a hushed desert landscape. What dost thou see? Zud's rumbling voice echoed from afar. The Padim have assembled, Rays replied calmly, withdrawing the visionary link with his black vulture, Ornithes. Of his tribe, Rays was one of the few able to maintain such a connection, which enhanced his ability to see the world, if only briefly, through the bird's eyes. How many? Zud asked. They outnumber us by 5 score. Zud grinned with a trace of bitter resolve. Good. Zud, the Aditam, chieftain of the Thraz tribe, wore a helm made from the skull of a giant serpent. The 2 long fangs of its upper jaw protected the front of his wide face, while the separated lower jawbones with their lesser teeth framed his lower maw. Ribs from the same snake comprised his breastplate, fastened close together in overlapping layers. Zud was more than a leader to Rays. He was his surrogate father. The 2 Thraz, Aditam and Sun, stood halfway up a rugged mountainside. Ahead, to the west, the desert plain remained washed in gray and mauve hues. Though the sky had begun to lighten from the night, hours remained before the sun would heat the plain, time enough for the Thraz to make their claim. There, Rays pointed to a dark line in front of a sag pond, the only source of water for miles. Little water remained in the shallow circle of earth, but in the desert such water helped define authority. They know we are here and wait for us. I did see no archers in their ranks. Zud hissed with satisfaction. Then shalt we meet them directly. And this is from part 3, Thean. Nothing, until darkness churns in the void, slowly filling a brightening mass, light illuminating black mist, floating tendrils of texture, particles, matter, the world. Stirring the sea of currents rising before new sky bounds unravel, contract, set apart by celestial bodies, revolving shapes of substance, movement, life, the span of Oceanus. Awake, O sleeper, arise to the sun. Sensations, a myriad of discoveries that begin with the soft caress of water, cool then warm. From the depths of murky shadows, we swim over rock to sandy floor, clutching each hold, pulling ourselves up toward breath. The murmur of currents nudges us onward. The waves applaud our coming. A shining surface awaits, so close we can almost touch it. At last, emerging from the hands of water and frothing foam, we stand, shakily at first, eyes blinded by new daylight, and then step forward invigorated, delighted, ready. Welcome to Ruhilawe, the voice says. Peace. Who are you? We ask. I am. The voice emanates from the ground below and heavens above. Power. Warmth surrounds us. Presence. A figure materializes. Unity. Her long white hair shimmers, framing tan skin, her form clothed in translucent silver. Breath. She smiles, offering her hand. Alindor, the one who sees. I am the manifest spirit of the creator Elebon Primum, she says. And who are we? Alindor's smile widens, her eyes vibrant like the green foliage now tickling our feet, rapidly growing up to our knees. Everything is growing, filling the reaches of the land. Trees expanding toward the sky like pillars, rivers carving paths through the earth, mountains swelling with shifting underground pressure. Soon, fish that swim, birds that glide, creatures that hum, and animals that run populate every corner. You are Siorans, Alindor says. Sibling servants of Elebon Primum, your names shall be Darhe, the beautiful intimate, Theon and Phaedra. Glancing at Phaedra, meeting her eyes, which are white like tufts of cloud on a sunny day, I feel known and beloved. Looking back at me, she reflects my joy with her smile. For the first time, I let go her hand and study my own, seeing that our forms are alike. Only her skin is a darker shade of indigo than mine. What do you desire of us, Lord? Phaedra asks Alindor. Alindor motions around us. On this island and the mainland beyond, you are to steward the splendor of life, especially the smaller variety of plants and birds. With her palm held open, she lifts her hand, upon which a pair of brown sparrows land with a cheep of greeting. These two shall be your helpers, Osre and Oshremi. The birds flutter over to us, Osre landing on Phaedra's shoulder, and Oshremi on mine. In a series of chirrups, they share about what they have seen and heard. There is so much to discover.